What is happening? Hello and welcome to another lunchtime edition. Trying to figure out this camera here. Today is we're going to be talking about how to stop procrastinating and increase your chances of success by 35%. Who doesn't want that? Well, welcome. Let me know you're here. Give a little shout out in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. That would be a lot of fun today. Let's see if I can actually get to our comments wherever they're at. There you go. We're not quite there yet. Hey, everybody, welcome. There are the comments. Let me know where you're listening from while we let a couple other people join us today. Hello and welcome. My name is Lori Mage. I'm a life and leadership coach, and I'm on the planet to help people be awesome. I'm on the planet to help you be and become your best self, to do work you feel called to do, to live your life authentically and wholeheartedly. And today we're talking about procrastination and how to stop procrastinating. Hey, Debbie, good to see you. Welcome. I can see you in the comments below. This is episode 4. And I'm starting to get the hang of this. I will say the nerves do not cease. Like if you think, oh, 4 times in, I'm going to start to have a little less nerves. No, absolutely not. The nerves still come there. I notice myself even procrastinating showing up to this, and then I have to apply procrastination tools just to get here. But thank you for joining me today, Debbie. And Laura, hey, great to see you. Also in Spokane, I believe, Laura. Hi, good to see you. Fantastic. We will get a couple more people to join us here. And today, for those of you who are already here, grab your notebooks, grab a pen. I called this a mini workshop. A key word here, work. So we'll be doing a little bit of work today. If you didn't sign up for work, this is not the right spot to be. We're going to be doing a little bit of work. So grab your notebook, a blank piece of paper, something to jot some ideas down on as we proceed today, because we're going to be learning about 2 different tools, two different ways we can approach our procrastination kind of issues and challenges that we have. And we're also then going to be applying it. And then at the end of our time together today, we're going to do some Q&A. So we'll do a little bit of the theory, introducing you to the tools. We'll apply it, and then we'll talk about it at the end. We'll wrap up today at 1 o'clock. We'll start at 12:30. We'll do this for about 20 minutes or so, and we'll wrap up by 1 o'clock, finishing off the last 10 minutes with some Q&A. We've got a couple more people here with us right now. Go ahead and drop a comment below. Let us know where you're watching from as I get some of our goodies together for us. Thanks again, Debbie and Laura, for being here. It's a lot easier when you can see somebody here. Last week when I went live, there was nobody here when I started, and I thought I was gonna throw up in my mouth. It was pretty horrible, but I just went. Baby steps, right, guys? We are going to make this happen. So we got 5 folks with us. Thanks for joining us today. Again, today's topic is how to stop procrastinating and increase your chances of success by 35%. Again, my name is Lori Mage. I'm a life and leadership coach. I help people live and lead their most authentic, most awesome, kick-ass lives. If that sounds like something you're interested in, stick around. So today, one key thing I want to talk about is that when we think about procrastination, I'm not talking about procrastinating on things that you really don't want to do. So the work I do is helping people live and lead their most authentic, most awesome kick-ass lives. Today we're not going to be talking about procrastination in things of like some sort of project that you're not interested in, that isn't meaningful to you, or someone that has assigned a task to you, or some sort of goal that's been given to you that you think you should do. What we're really talking about today is overcoming procrastination on the things that matter most to us. Procrastinating on living and leading our most authentic, most awesome kick-ass lives. Like, what do you want for your life? You hear me ask that question all the time, over and over and over again. Well, we're going to live authentically. We've got to be doing the deep dive, shedding the layers off of the people pleasing and what everyone else thinks I should do and what society thinks I should do, and getting to the core of who you are, what you're here to do and how you can most profoundly use your gifts and talents in service to the greater good. You matter. You matter a lot. And I believe that every single person on the planet was put here for a reason. We have our own strengths, we have our own weaknesses, and it's our job to figure out what are our unique strengths, what are our unique passions and interests, and use those in service to the world. So maybe you have inclination or a little tickle or a drive to maybe be a lawyer or a writer or a parent or a teacher, a musician, a painter. There's something inside of you that wants to be expressed in the life form that you're in right now. You as the human that you are. You matter. So today we're talking about not procrastinating on your most authentic dreams and goals. That's what we're talking about today. So let's start with assessing our lives. We're going to start with something that's called the Cantrell scale. It's a Cantrell ladder. And this is where we're going to be using our workbook pages, pieces of paper to start with. So the basic idea is that when it comes to the Cantrell ladder, or it's also called a scale, but when we think about a ladder, we're literally talking about a ladder. I'll talk more about this in just a second. But it's also been referred to as a scale. And this scale is actually used to help measure happiness, human flourishing. It's used inside of high schools and colleges and in nations even to better assess the well-being of the constituents, of the people in the community. And this was developed probably back in like the early 40s or 50s, and they continue to use it today. One company you're probably aware of that uses it regularly is Gallup. So if you've ever participated in a Gallup poll, you've probably have something along these lines being assessed. It may not be looking like a ladder, but that's one way to view this particular scale, is to see it as a ladder. The reason we want to do this is that the scale, again, measures happiness. And what's the ultimate currency for life? Happiness, right? Do the people around you benefit when you're angry, when you're upset, when you're in a negative spiral of kind of icky emotions? Or do they benefit when you feel happier, when you feel more confident, and when you feel more radiantly alive? The ultimate currency in life is happiness. And psychologists, I guess old school philosophers would say eudaimonia. That's the Greek term for it. But new age, modern day scientists, they call it human flourishing, right? And that's the ultimate goal, is how to flourish as a human being, essentially be and become our best selves. Because when we're showing up as the best version of ourselves, we feel happier. We feel more confident. When we go do that thing we said we were going to do, that's you closing the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. And when you close that gap, it feels good. And when you feel good, the people around you feel that positivity. And it makes the world a better place. Essentially, when you shine brighter, the world shines brighter. And this scale is one way of measuring our current sense of well-being and happiness. And the goal here is that we really want to, with this assessment, it might be painful to look at, the same way if you were going to maybe get on a scale and weigh yourself. Sometimes it's disappointing to see, but the only way you're going to make improvements is to assess where you're currently at, what your current reality is. And so this is kind of like getting on the scale. And sometimes you'll be pleasantly, happily surprised if you've never been on the scale before and it shows up somewhere where you're hoping it does. And if it doesn't show up where you ideally want it to be, that can be really a painful experience to acknowledge, like, my life isn't quite where I want it to be. So we're going to apply this scale here in just a few minutes. And then we're going to go into another thing called future authoring. It's called future authoring. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and assess kind of where we're at. What I'd like you to do is as you look at this scale, let's see if I can get it right with the camera. Man, oh man, it's so weird to do this. Okay, so this is our scale. And if you look at this scale, I'm sorry, I will try to do better here. There, this scale from bottom rung is you're feeling maybe hopeless. The second rung is feeling depressed. Third rung is suffering. Fourth rung is struggling. Fifth rung is coping. Sixth rung, things are okay in my life. Seventh rung, doing well. Let's see here. Eighth rung, it's hard for you guys to, there we go. I don't know, guys. I gotta figure out this camera. I'm so sorry. Then we move up to blooming, and then we move up to, oh my gosh, it's like backing up a car with a trailer. Blooming, thriving, prospering is the top rung. The top rung is basically your best life, how you would envision you at your absolute best, your best possible life. And this has been also used as like a best selves diary is another activity you would use. But what I'd like you to do right now is, based on those description I just gave you, assess your current life. I really want to get this figured out. Nope, there we go. Okay, your best life, where would you place it on this rung? Your current reality, where you're at right now. We're in the midst of a pandemic. Maybe work has changed a little bit for you. Maybe family dynamics have shifted a little bit for you. But when you assess where you're at currently in your life, what rating would you give it? Now, today we're moving quickly through this, but what would be a better assessment potentially is to use this ladder to assess your life finances, to break it down and assess your family individually on its own ladder, to assess your current work and how much joy and flourishment you feel at work. Are you struggling at work? Are you suffering at work? Do you feel a deep sense of prosperity at work? What about your lifestyle? Are you traveling the way you might want to? Is your home feeling at peace the way you want it to? What about your energy and your fitness? So right now, what I'm doing is just asking you to assess your current sense of well-being and happiness all around in your life. Like I said, we're limited in time today, so you're just getting an introduction to this. So assess yourself. Where do you land on that rung? What we've also got on here is that the way that they're color coordinated like that is on purpose. So the bottom three rungs really have to do with, if you were to assess your current life, you might be feeling like you're suffering right now. Those are those orange colorings. In the blue section, that's where we're struggling. And in the upper green areas, that's when we're thriving. What's important for this to know as teachers, as employers, as leaders inside organizations, is that when the people on our team fall into those lower rungs, their sick days go up, their overall health deteriorates, they're less likely to take care of themselves. When people are in that blue and orange area, they're more likely to drink excessively, they're more likely to smoke. So cost of healthcare, productivity at work, life just doesn't quite work for everybody, starting with them. So they're not only suffering, but the people around them are suffering too. So we want to help people assess where they're at, starting with ourselves. Where are we at? And then the second part of this is we want to start to think about yourself in 5 years. So how old are you right now? Literally, how old are you right now? Write that down on the piece of paper next to the number you just gave yourself on that ladder. So did you give yourself a 6? You're doing okay? You're just okay? How old are you? Put your age next to it. The next thing we want to do is we want to add a 5 to that. Add a 5 to your age. So for me, I'm 48 right now. In 5 years, I will be 53. Really write that down. How old are you going to be in 5 years? Write that on the piece of paper. And then assess again. If you got lucky, you developed some good habits, you had a magic wand, and you could build your absolute best life in 5 years, where would you hope to be on this ladder? Would you move from a 4 to a 7? Would you move from a 6 to a 9? Would you move from a 7 to a 9, from an 8 to a 10? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? At that age that you wrote down, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What this can do for you. Did you get that? Give me a thumbs up if you got that. You've assessed yourself currently. This is my age. This is where I rank myself on how the quality of my life. Remember, we blended it all: work, family, love, energy, fitness, finance, all together. How would you average that out? And then the second part of this is 5 years from now. Where do you hope to be in 5 years based on this same assessment overall? Finances. Where would you love to be with love, with family, with career? Are you doing work that is exciting and invigorating versus depleting? How's your health and fitness? How's your lifestyle, your overall lifestyle? So imagine yourself in 5 years. What we're doing here, awesome. Thank you, Debbie, for letting me know you got it. Very, very cool. Thank you. So great. Thank you, Laura, for letting me know. So the reason we want to do an assessment like this is that this can wake us up and activate the energy we need. So oftentimes when we're procrastinating on our most authentic dreams and goals, it's because we haven't really identified that there's a gap from where we're currently at and where we might want to be in 5 years. And when we start to identify, whoa, there's a discrepancy. This is where I'm currently at. It's okay. I appreciate my life. And if I really, really was living from my truth and I was living authentically and feeling radiantly alive every single day, living my best life, I would love to be at a level 8 in 5 years. And it's with that gap, it creates this dynamic tension between where we are and where we want to be. And it can start to invite action. Whereas before, it was just like, nah, I'm okay. But you didn't feel that tension of what could be. When you stop and you think about, what would my best life look like? Where could it be in 5 years? If I did a little bit of work here, did a little bit of work there, developed some relationships there, some new skills there, what would my best life look like in 5 years? And when you create that gap, again, there's dynamic tension, which is going to start to pull us into the future. So then we want to add in the second part of this activity. Once we've kind of assessed and we've identified the gap, we want to start to clarify, well, what does your best life look like? What exactly does that best life look like? And that's where what's called future authoring comes into place. Future authoring. And this is scientifically based. There's also activities people do called the Best Selves Diary. In the HOPE model, they call it future casting. But future authoring actually comes from Jordan Peterson and some of the work he does with his students. And that's where a lot of this research-based stuff comes from. What I love about the term here with authoring is that my work is around helping you live authentically. And from my perspective, you are the author of your life. Like, you get to live your life on your terms if you so dare. And that's what we need you to do, actually, is to take responsibility for the story you're writing, to author your life. And through future authoring activities, we can clarify exactly what does that best selves life look like. When we think about that ladder we're on, we're currently on 6. We want to get to 9. We want to get to 10. But what exactly does that look like? And again, by having the clarity around the gap and the next steps, it's going to help you stop procrastinating and start getting into action. So future authoring is all about exploring who do I want to be, right? When I think about myself in 5 years, what characteristics am I demonstrating to the world, to my kids, to the people on my team? What characteristics am I embodying? What habits am I rocking every single day? Who are the type of people that I'm hanging out with? That's future authoring. We're starting to create a picture of the life we want to be living in 5 years, who we want to be in 5 years. What does your house look like? Do you still live in the same area? Do you live in a new area? What do some of the family traditions look like? If you were to be living your absolute best life in 5 years, who would you be? What would you be doing? What would your day-to-day activities look like? Who would be the people you would be hanging out with? What would it feel like to be in your clothes, to be in your body? Would you feel confident and radiantly alive? What would it feel like? What would it look like? Who would you be surrounded by? So what we're going to do right now with this actual little mini workshop is I want you to think about, take a deep dive into the next 2 minutes, and this is just going to be really, really fast. Just write down, if you were to create that ideal outcome, what would your best life look like energetically, in mind, body, and soul? What would your life look like financially? What would your career look like? What would your relationships look like? Take a moment right now just to write those things down. And this is a dynamic process, so we're just kind of getting things going. But jot down for the next 2 minutes everything that comes to mind that would make it a level 10 or a level 8 on your ladder. Go for it. 2 minutes. What would your best life look like in 5 years? What would your best life look like in 5 years? What characteristics are you embodying? What's your body feel like? What do your clothes feel like? What kind of work are you doing? Describe your ideal, what the ideal family would look like. Who do you want to be? What do you want to be doing with your one precious life? And for the last minute, look back over some of the things you wrote down and just capture a few things that come up for you of why. Why do you want to be that particular person? Why do you want to embody those qualities? Why do you want to be doing that kind of work? Why do you want to end up there? Why do you want to live there? Why do you want to achieve those goals? Take a moment now to say why. This process that we're going through right now is actually like a writing process that you could do across several months. And we would actually take the time to spend 2 minutes thinking through, like, what could I be doing better? To actually think through those things. What would I love to learn about? What would I actually love to have as a career? What hobbies would I love to be doing day in and day out? So you would take, 2, 3, 4 minutes on each of those, and then you would take a deep dive and spend 20, 30-minute writing sessions to get more and more clear around what's your best life look like energetically? What's your best life look like financially? What's your best life look like with your work? And so on. So what habits would you be building to be able to do that? That would be, like I said, several weeks of different writing sessions. And what we're going to do right now, though, is look back over your list right there of all the cool things that you would be doing over the next 5 years, creating that ideal outcome that you want, your best life that's possible over the next 5 years. And I want you to think to your own current behaviors right now. And there are those things that derail you in life. There are those little things that tend to sabotage how you show up. You maybe overindulge here. Maybe you do little too little there, not enough over there. But you know those things that sabotage you most. If you were to go through the next 5 years and you would accidentally fall into those activities, those bad habits, where would your life end up? Would it move up the ladder or down the ladder? What's the worst case scenario? That if you don't take action, if you don't come out from behind yourself and stop procrastinating on your most authentic dreams and goals, what will your work life look like in 5 years? What will your health and fitness look like in 5 years? What will your relationship with your family look like in 5 years? So this is the second part of future authoring, is we want to get crystal clear about hell, right? We want to get crystal clear about heaven, and we want to get crystal clear about hell. What's our best life look like, and what's our worst life look like? And the reason being is because procrastination, one of the reasons we procrastinate is we're not clear about where we're going and why. And another reason that we procrastinate is that we don't use fear to our advantage. We are not going to change our lives if, to change your life and to live authentically is scary stuff. What if people don't like what I'm doing? What if it doesn't work out? It's terrifying. So we need to cultivate fear and use it to our advantage. And one way we can cultivate fear is to assess, what if I do fall into the trap of all those little hidden habits I have, those not so awesome habits? What's my life going to look like 5 years from now if I don't make the changes I know I'm capable of making? So we want to cultivate fear and use it to our advantage to overcome the fear of doing something new. We want to use fear of the downside of what our life could potentially look like in 5 years to our advantage to keep us taking action. Now, the reason I said earlier today that this actually increases your chances of success by 35% is because when they onboard new college students and they run them through this scenario and they spend several hours doing these activities, what they have found is that the dropout rate goes from 35% to zero. From 35% to zero with a dropout rate by helping them author their future, by future authoring, by thinking about where they're at right now, where they want to be, what would their best life look like in 5 years, what are the habits they might need to do, what are the decisions they might need to make on a Friday night, and then comparing that to what if they don't make those decisions on a Friday night and stay in and study on something that they could be learning about to help them get to where they want to go. And by helping them feel that discrepancy and bring to focus like what it might look like if they don't do these things, they're more likely to stay in school. And not only that, but their academic success goes up by 25%. And the same is true for us in our lives, wherever you're at in your life. Maybe you're in a master's program. Maybe you're thinking about being in a master's program. But imagine yourself 5 years from now, developing new habits, developing new relationships, showing up as the best version of yourself more and more consistently, getting away from those habits that tend to sabotage you. What life would you have? And if you don't take action on those things, what life will you end up having? So we are out of time today. Tried to bite off more than I could chew on that one, that's for sure. If those of you that need to run, go ahead and run and come back and see some Q&A later. I'm going to stick around for just a second to see if people have got questions. Also, if you could do me one favor is on a scale of 1 to 10, how useful is this activity for you? Throw that in the comments below. On a scale of 1 to 10, how useful is this activity for you? You may need to go back and revisit it. I would actually suggest that because it's dynamic. It's a process that's always evolving. We are so conditioned to want certain things and think certain things from childhood on. We have been conditioned. So trying to get to the core of what we truly want in our lives can be very, very challenging. So a scale of 1 to 10, how helpful was this for you? If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. And also, if you feel like fear is something you're struggling with, For the next couple of days, it's still open enrollment to the group coaching that I do. DM me if you're interested in doing group coaching. Let's see here, with our group coaching program, what we do is we tackle one big theme each quarter. And this quarter, it's all about conquering fear. So for October, November, and December, we're going to be diving deep into developing our relationship with fear, strengthening our relationship with fear to help us use it to our advantage to be and become our best selves, to live authentically and wholeheartedly. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Enrollment for group coaching only opens up a couple times a year. That's intentional so we can build trust in the cohort. And so the next time it would be open would be January. So if you're interested in conquering fear, let me know. Also, if you're struggling to pick like something to be working on, Laura, thank you. Debbie, thank you. Yeah, it is overwhelming. There's no doubt about it. If you walk away from this feeling overwhelmed, it's normal, especially what we tried to do here just with 30 minutes. It definitely can feel overwhelming. Also, yeah, review it and break it down. Definitely going to be helpful there. I will stop there and I will give you one more resource. If you want to take a deeper dive into this, I cannot recommend highly enough Jordan Peterson's, if you don't mind his style of teaching, but Jordan Peterson has something out there called the Future Authoring Program. And it's a writing program and it is so stinking cheap. It's like $30 and you get these writing assignments that help you redefine your past. So it does some an autobiography writing of the past, which helps you kind of heal and let go of some of the maybe potentially energetic negative charge that might be keeping you from being present now. It helps you kind of rewrite some of that and take the lessons out of it so you can start moving forward and creating the life you truly want to be living. And then it has you do like deep dive into breaking it down, Laura, of like all these different aspects of your life for the future that you could be working on. It's a really incredible program and it's only like $30. Super, super cheap. So that's another resource for you. I will be back again next week. If you've got questions, DM me. I can do some other kind of sporadic lives to answer your questions. I'm really sorry we went over 3 minutes. I will get better at that. We bit off a lot today, but DM me your questions and be here next week. I'd love to see you again on Thursday. We'll be going live again at 12:30. We'll wrap up at 1. If you've got suggestions or ideas that you would love to talk about, you'd like some support with, I'd be happy to address those for you. Until next time, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I'm Lori Mage. I will see you later.